Hey guys, welcome back to Pop Culture with Pat. Today I'm going to be bringing you my review of Battle Angel Alita.
I'd rather rule in hell than serve in heaven. There are watchers all over the city. Destroyed the girl called Alita.
Don't underestimate who I am.
Alita, Battle Angel, rated PG-13, February 14th.
So, the basic plot of this film is basically, this takes place in, it's like the year 2500, 2600. It's like 300 years after this big war occurred, and it kind of reshaped how most of the world looks now. We have this one major city that's kind of floating in the sky, and then you have everybody else who's kind of down below, and a lot of those areas like on the ground are like landfills and just really kind of, crappy. It's definitely, you can tell that the people up in the floating city are definitely kind of the higher end people in life. And everyone, on the ground, obviously their goal is they want to try and get up to the city. Now, the beginning of the film, we start off and we find out, there's this doctor and he's kind of searching through the landfill and he ends up finding the remains of this cyborg girl and finds out that she's still alive. So he brings her back to his office and he ends up, building her a body, kind of putting her back together. She doesn't have any recollection of anything that's happened in her past life. And basically from there, we kind of go on a journey with Alita, and we start to get bits and pieces of what her past life was like. This film was a big surprise for me, and it's weird. I am seeing a lot of critics bashing it for, I feel like, kind of some stupid reasons, but hey, that happens all the times, especially with Rotten Tomatoes lately, it feels like. But yeah, this was for me, this is a movie that I actually wasn't really anticipating that much. I didn't know anything about the manga series that this is based off of. I've actually never read a manga, and after seeing this film, I started reading the series. But before going into this film, I hadn't read any of the books or anything like that, so I was going into this pretty fresh. So I didn't really know what to expect. And yeah, I can definitely say I was pleasantly surprised with this film. I won't go into a lot of spoilers. Definitely want you guys to enjoy this for yourselves. But basically, as the film goes on, Alita starts to discover little things about her past. How she's able to fight so good. There's some really, really cool action sequences throughout this film, as you've seen in some of the trailers. And, we just start to kind of piece together what her previous life was like and, what's kind of, what's going on now in the current world and where she's kind of heading towards. And there's a lot of things that I really liked about this film. First off, too, I want to say if you get the chance, definitely see this in the biggest screen possible. I ended up seeing this on like a regular IMAX 3D the first time around, which is good. But I was like, after I got out of the screening with my girlfriend, I was like, you know what? I wish we would have seen that at the Jordan's IMAX, which is the biggest IMAX in our area. It's in Massachusetts, and I actually ended up going to see this film again tonight. So that tells you how much I really enjoyed this film. Definitely see this on the biggest screen possible. The visuals are absolutely fantastic. Just the world in general, I thought was really cool, was really interesting. A lot of the set designs were beautiful. The different characters, between Alita, all the different cyborgs and stuff like that, the motorball scenes that they have throughout the film, everything just looked fantastic. And, I feel like you can only appreciate it seeing on the biggest screen possible. So definitely recommend that. This is directed by Robert Rodriguez and produced by James Cameron. Obviously, of Avatar, Titanic, working on the Avatar sequels or wrapping them up currently. And man, the effects in this film were just absolutely stunning. The CGI for Alita was crazy. It almost looks like you're basically, other than, her having kind of a little bit bigger eyes than normal, but other than that, it feels like you're almost looking at like a real person, other than like her robotic parts. So that was insane. The action sequences, right from the first one where there's a fight that occurs in an alleyway, right from there, I was like, holy shit, this is breathtaking. And there's another scene that really stood out for me was it takes place at like a bar, and there's fighting amongst quite a few people in the bar, and that scene was one of my favorites as well. The action is just shot so well. Robert Rodriguez did a great job with that, with the help from James Cameron as well, and just overall, just the directing and everything I thought was amazing. As far as Alita again, which was played by Rosa Salazar, and she just really nails it. She portrays a character that is really charming. She's a little naive, but then she is also like a friggin' badass throughout this film. She has some really, really cool moments, and I always love me like a really, really badass female character. So I thought she did a great job. And I'm actually not really familiar with a lot of her previous work, so this was like first time, at least that I can think of off the top of my head, seeing her in like a big role. So I thought she was fantastic. As far as the manga, so like I said, I hadn't read it going into this film, and but I ended up picking up the first book. I didn't realize this manga was going on for quite a while. I don't know if it's like still currently going on, but I did pick up like the first and second book. I actually literally got this yesterday, and I ended up finishing it in one day, and so I had to pick up the second one, and it is incredible. I won't go into details, but it's incredible how many of the scenes from the book are portrayed in the film pretty accurately. So great adaptation of what at least I've seen so far. They did a really good job with that. Now as far as some of the things that I've seen people complaining about, more so like the big time critics saying that this film's very convoluted and it takes a lot of time trying to like set up sequels and stuff like that, which is something I really don't understand, because as you can see, 1, 2, and there's like 7 other books, and then there's like a couple like spin-off like series and stuff like that. So this was an ongoing manga series, was around for quite a while, so it's like there's obviously quite a bit of story to tell. So I would think that they would probably try and set up a sequel, and so that really wasn't something that bothered me with this film. Go ahead, Sammy. My cat loves jumping in these videos. But anyways, yeah, so that wasn't something that really bothered me. And the other thing I know a lot of people complaining about, or again, the critics just saying that it was really convoluted, a lot of different things going on in the film. And after seeing it a second time, I didn't think that was the case. I thought the pacing was done pretty well. So that really wasn't something that bothered me either. As far as I thought really good performances outside of Alita, everyone else I thought was pretty good. There wasn't like really any characters that I thought were like kind of unnecessary. There might have been a few that maybe didn't get as much screen time, but there wasn't anybody that I thought was like a bad performance or didn't need to be in there. But yeah, overall, I had a great time with this film. I can't wait to, I've seen it twice now so far, can't wait to pick it up when it comes out, and I really hope this does well. I know it didn't have like the biggest box office opening, so if you guys get a chance, definitely check this out, especially if you're a big sci-fi fan, a big manga fan. I think that you guys are really going to like this, and hopefully we get sequels. There's plenty of material for them to tackle, so hopefully they get the green light and they're able to make some money off this, so that way we can get some future Alita movies in the next couple of years. So yeah, as far as the rating goes, I think I'm going to give this film a solid 9.5 out of 10. I highly recommend it. Like I said, I'm gonna check it out when it comes out, and I suggest that you guys do too. Check it out for yourself. Don't pay attention to the Rotten Tomatoes scores. I think that if you guys like sci-fi and things like that, you're really going to like this film. It's just really, really fun film overall. So if you guys have seen the movie, let me know what your thoughts are down below. If you guys have seen the manga, you know, what are your thoughts on that? I'm on, like I said, I'm starting book 2 now. So, you know, no spoilers because I definitely want to find out for myself. But what do you guys think of that? And is there any other, you know, for me starting out with, you know, manga, this is really like my first time kind of diving into that. Is there anything else that you would maybe recommend that if I, you know, really like this, something else that I would maybe like as well? So leave your comments down below. And as always, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up in the video as well. Really helps me out. And I will see you guys soon. Make sure to come back for more Pop Culture with Pat.